Good morning everyone, good afternoon depending on when you're watching this. This is a quick video just to show folks how they can create a class in Dojo. Now although Dojo will not be used for communication, once the Firefly app is ready this year, it may be that you need to use it for that at the beginning. Regardless of how that pans out, you will all be using it for your own classroom management and to award house points. So, the URL there, classdojo.com, will take you to a page that looks something like this. So, if you are an existing teacher and you already have an account, hopefully your computer will remember you. If not, you will log in using your school email address and whatever password you used before. If you're a new teacher, then you will click Sign Up as a Teacher, which will take you to a page that looks like this. You can select your title there. Here you have first name, last name. You need to reverse your name. So put your last name in as your first name and your first name as your last name. So for me that would be Curtis Spencer rather than the other way around. School email address will go in here, and then you will use your password. Make sure that you use your school email address and not a personal address for this. Okay, it's important, as you'll see later. Here, once you've done that, you'll click sign up, and you will get taken to a page that looks like this. And I will just this is an old document. It's a bit outdated. Okay. You'll need to join a school. So when you do this, you will see a box that looks something like this, and you will need to type in the Sultan School. Now, be careful because there's a few entries in there. You'll know which is the correct one because it has the most teachers in it. In fact, there's probably between 60 and 70. I'm not sure what the current number is. Okay? Once you've selected that, you'll see something like this. You'll click OK. Now what's going to happen then is it's going to be your application to join will come to me, and I will need to approve that. Okay? And it's important that you don't create your class until that has been approved. Otherwise the class won't register in the school. Okay? So just get logged in. Once you do get signed in and you have had that approval, you will see that you've been approved. Here you should also receive an email to your school account. Okay. Now this is the page that you'll see at first, and what we can see down here on the left hand side are some of last year's classes, and what we can also see here is that Miss Nuha, being the early bird, has actually created a class for this year. Okay, I would ask you that you would add the year to this as well. So for Miss Nuha, this will become 6S 2021/2022. So to create a new class, it's this simple. Have a class list handy. Just find the class list. Have your class list handy in front of you, and then click on New Class. So I'll go ahead and do this. I think I'll do this for Miss Wendy as she's next door. So I will do 6N 2021-2022. I know the grades and years are slightly different, but just put in there 6th grade. And for now, select Don't Share Points with Parents. A decision can be made as to whether we want to see that. Again, this is just purely their house points that we're registering here. Do we want to be sharing those with parents? That decision can be made at a later date. Okay, so you've got your class name, you've got what grade it is, and we're not showing points at this time. This can be changed any time in the future by going to your class settings. Okay, so I'm going to click Create Class, and I will click on Add Students. Here we've got a search box. It says find or add students by full name. Now, for all year groups, apart from KG, the vast majority of students are already in the Class Dojo database, so we do not want to add them again. So unless you actually have a new student in your class, you do not want to duplicate students. So I'm looking at this one. It says my first 6N, my first student is Abdullah Al-Bimani, so I'm just going to start typing his name. Now it may be that I don't see, I can actually see him straight away there, so I'm selecting him from the existing database, and there he is. Okay, and all you're going to do is just go through your class list and create the whole class. So I'm going to go ahead and do this, and Al-Raneem Al-Badi is not there. Now sometimes you might find this and you don't see the student straight away. So sometimes if you can't find a student by their first name, just revert to their family name, and there's every chance that you'll see them there. We can see here that Al-Raneem in the database does not have a space. I was typing it with a space. That's why it wasn't found. But like I say, unless they're new students, they're in there somewhere. So rather than make you watch the whole of this process, I'll pause it now and pick this up when I've entered the whole class. Okay, so you can see now that I have all bar one of Miss Wendy's students that are on her class list from the Excel sheet added to the class. Now some of them, these kids very often have similar names and they might be hard to find. If you can't find a student and you know that that student is not new, just leave it initially. Either pop in to see me or just send me an email, and I will find them for you. Because very often we have students that have very similar names. So all I'm going to do there is I'm going to click Save, and now we can see that the class is created. Now, if these are existing students, they should already have family connections. So that's something that you don't need to worry about just now. As we can see, each one of the kids is here, and you can start awarding them points as you wish. Okay, I will add the new student that is on Miss Wendy's list. There we are, Tarek. No student added, so he's not in the school directory, not in the database. We will add him. He will need to have invites sent home if we're going to be using this for communication. Okay, so that's basically it. A couple of other quick things while we're in here. If we go into options here, you can edit your class. So in here, you can basically edit names. You can edit connections to families. Okay, you can go to skills and you can decide what you want to award your house points for. So it may be that you have house points for something different that is not on this list. You can add that skill yourself. Okay, so you can customize this and explore this yourself, and that is basically it. That is creating a class on Class Dojo. Another thing that is in here in the options, and I'll just go through this quickly now. If we go into Edit Class and Settings, here you are able to disable comments on your class story. So we can't get rid of the class story, but we can disable the comments so no one can comment on there. Okay, as I say, the intention is that we will not be using Class Dojo for communication once the Firefly app is working. So there we are, that's how you create your class on Dojo. If you've got any problems, again, I'm in U5 in the Year 6 building. Pop in and see me or fire me an email and I'll try and help you out. Okay?